So if you indulge me, I'd like to walk just a little bit through time. And I'd like to do it with a medley of music and musings. Okay? And I'd like to start with a song, just one verse of each song, of songs that mark us through time. And this first one is a song that was sung in 1963, and it's still sung today. Kan dere synge med meg, Det stiger hav?
Vi starter.
Det stiger hav, vei Tove, med tid og ro. Det hviler blått mot himmelen i kveldblå. The first decade. 1963 til 1972. Vi starter med Kjerringa med staven. Er dere klare? Kjerringa, 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 kjerringa med staven, høyt opp i Hakedalen. Åtte måtte brenne fire merker smør, solen skinner klar i jorda var det før. Kjerringa med staven, kjerringa med staven. 1963, it was Sidney Ropey who was the very first dean. He was a Norwegian teacher, did you know that? From Lanesboro, Minnesota. They were teaching Norwegian in Lanesboro, Minnesota. And he developed that very first Skogfjorden schedule at Camp Trowbridge. And that schedule had flag raising, it had exercises, no more than then. They had band and play practice, they had evenings with movies, slides, and boating, and a bedtime hour of 9 p.m. And at which time, Norwegian music and news would be broadcasted on the camp radio. We were already technologically savvy. And then Leif Hansen in 1964 started as dean, and he brought troll stories, evening troll stories, that were also broadcasted on the camp intercom. And he also brought a good dose of contemporary Norway. And he did that through newsreels, through hobby and interest groups, you guys recognizing these names, along with target shooting, bows and arrows. He was my first dean, and I can assure you that his interest in football permeated village life in a way I will never forget. These were the pioneers that established Skogfjorden. These were the ones who established the program and the place. They moved us from the first rented camps around northern Minnesota to this beautiful site, made possible by the Batchelder family in Bemidji, who owned this property, the people who owned the Bemidji windmills, and lots of other friends who wished for us to be here on Mjøsa. Is there Batchelder in the house? What's the bill? Best counselor ever. That's right. Okay, now, these buildings didn't build themselves, and John Tavin has already said that to us today. Sons of Norway built them. Do you know how much it cost to build Valhall?
$6.
Okay, $34,000 for Valhall, that building right over there. And that was paid for by District 1. District 4 paid for all of the furniture. Yeah. For replacing, I just want to say. So Krogenes in Vinstra, Norway. Then in 1970, 3 Norwegian sessions were held on this site. And as Christine has already alluded, the rest of the sessions were for El Lago del Bosque. But in 1971, we grew from 3 sessions to 4. And then Trond and Sonja took over a region over there, which many of us will remember, which was the small farm, where you had a hest, you had 2 hester, and you had two it's hard to speak 2 languages here, 2 kuer or kyr, depending on how you want to say it, and geese and pigs. And it was an honor, I tell you, to take the leftovers to the pigs and feed them. Was it not? Yes, it was. Now, super important people were not only the staff and the villagers and the deans who were here on site, but they were also staunch supporters like Chris Shervold and like Walter Jacobson, 2 people who really were our advocates other places. And Walter Jacobson, for example, was really important for seeing that the charter flights that Sons of Norway had set up, the profits that they made from those went to scholarships. So I'd like to thank also those a skull to the two of them, Chris Shervold and Walter Jacobson. Okay, so we honor their memory and what they mean for us here. Then, in 1973, we started ISE. Villagers had på Skogfjorden. And the directors, Vern Morrison, Odell Björknes, and Al Trassett, they were all about creating a place that was going to inspire people, inspire wonder, inspire learning, inspire other villages to be built. Which is why Gimle is as beautiful as it is, with all of the original art, with the beautiful architecture that defines it, and the rest of the village accordingly. And during this time, when the program moved onto this site, we developed some new traditions that are still standing, like allsang på plattforma, or torget, like visiting Skogfjorden for Vespers. And during this time, Tove became Tevarefabrikken, and the Stabur and Utgard began moving the village up from the lake and up here over the hill, creating great difficulties for us with kids who wanted to run to the hill to get to the At that time, in 1974, Sonia became the dean. And I want to tell you that Sonia and Trond, they brought the Norwegian-American experience to the forefront, creating the most dramatic and memorable immigrant days I have ever experienced. Through storytelling, which is second nature to Sonia, they created a day complete with the original clothing and trunks from Norwegian immigrants, while crossing the ocean in the dark recesses of the ship's bowels in the basement of Gimle. We would eat this really bland oatmeal, while Trond, the ship's captain, would eat eggs, pancakes, all the delicious things we wish we could have. And then we would proceed through the day to the invandringshus, where we would eat klubb and salt pork that would parch your... And boy, were we ever glad by the time we got to the dinner at the end of the day, where we would eat ears of sweet corn. The Midwestern delicacies also of delicious American pies. Those were great days. And during Sonia's tenure, Skogfjorden hosted a visit by a folk dancing group from Nordfjord. And while they were visiting one night in Gimle, they taught the entire village a song. You know what that song was?
Oh, Hanula!
Oh, Hanula! That's right! That is what became the Skogfjorden Classic. Then, Kristen Carol Christensen, became dean in, was it 1978 or not? 78, that's right. And Sheila Kristen, like Leif Hansen, is a native of Norway, only not from the west side, but from the east side of Norway. She came before starting school. And when she came onto the staff, she became the kiosk manager extraordinaire. She was an excellent language teacher for Språktime, which kids fought to be in the group of. She was a cabin counselor who I was able to live with both as a babysitter and as a staff member. And she became my guide and mentor. And one of the things that Kristen did better than any was that she taught me to feel things deeply, which she did through her music, through her musings at Skogfjorden, and even while playing her tussefløyte up in a deer stand on the west side of Skogfjorden. You would hear the tones flying through the trees without knowing exactly where they were coming from. So when I heard she became dean, I knew the village was in great hands. That was the time, the heyday of Språktime, with the dialogues. As a matter of fact, one of the most famous dialogues from that period starts with this line. Oh, nice! Now the lore associated with that